chord tones in scale shapes. This is important because right now we've just been learning scale shapes, but you're just thinking of fingerings when you do that. You need to start thinking of the intervals that you're playing and making that being aware, making that conscious decision of, okay, if I play a 2 over that, what does that little suspension feel like? When I play that 5th, does it have that perfect kind of sound? When I have that flat 7 behind my root, it creates that little bit of distance, that little bit of that dominant sound. So you want to be aware of your playing. So what I want you to do is let's take A major, for example. We'll do our A major scale. Now, when you go through it, you say, okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 2 again. Right? So those are all, that's your interval for your major scale shape. And we're doing it in A. What I want you to realize is that when we play over something, if we do a little jam track, something of that nature, that what you want to be conscious of what you're thinking about, what you're playing. Okay, this is a 4, this is a 3, this is a 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little track on my looper just over A. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say out loud the intervals that I'm playing, and this is how I want you to practice it at home. So let me fire up this looper. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So get a feel for what each one sounds like. Obviously your roots, completely consonant, right? What about your 2s? A little bit of a suspension happening right there, so when you focus on those, cool sound. What about your major thirds? Chord tone, so it sounds consonant, but is not as consonant as the root. So when you focus on these, you're sounding like the chord, but you're focusing on the third. Very cool sound. So here's the 4th. Remember, the 4th is a perfect interval, but it's a half step above your major third. So it's going to be a half step little conflict with your chord tone. So there's going to be some dissonance there when played in conjuncture with that major third. So usually you don't hang on the 4 so much, you just kind of tease to the major third. Hear that? It really just kind of wants to go there. So you do that. All right, so now let's go to the 5th. Perfect sounding, right? It just sounds great. You can play the 5th all the time. Any melody, most melodies are going to have a perfect 5th in them. It's completely consonant. So if you focus on it, Two more. So now the major sixth. Kind of a funny sound, right? People aren't used to hearing that major sixth, but it's such a bright quality that it really works well with melodies. If you hang on it, especially, we're going to get to this, but especially if you have a major sixth chord or a sixth in your chord, it just works great. Lastly, our major seventh. Now our major seventh will be a chord tone in a major 7 chord, but it's a half step below the root. So it's a leading tone, so it's going to create that dissonance that needs to be resolved. So anytime you hang on it over a major chord without having a major seventh, you're going to get that little bit of that floatiness that the major seventh gives you, which is a cool sound. Okay, so that's what I want you to do. I want you to post a video where you're talking about the chord tones you're playing over. You don't have to explain them in detail the way I did, but what you would do is you'd hit a 1 chord vamp, and it could be a minor chord too. So you can use your minor scale, same kind of thing, and literally make it very obvious and state that I'm going to focus on the flat 6, I'm going to focus on the minor third, I'm going to focus on the 5, I'm going to focus on the 2 here, and really get a feel for that. So take your time, post a really good video. I'm excited to see what you come up with.